Are we, are we, is it
Powered
already,
by
are we
Riverside
recording?
FM.
Yeah, we're recording now.
Oh, nice.
Yeah,
Oh, no, shot. Thanks, man. I didn't think that it would be recording by now, but it's okay.
nah, it's
You know,
on. It's
sometimes
on.
I get easily distracted from these things, so it's one of those perks. Yeah,
And
anyways,
we're missing a person today.
bro, tell me about it. Tell me about it.
We
I,
promised some
I, I,
stories,
did I,
but
did I tried to tell you what happened, but then I don't know if I did, and then I lost track of my day. Like, I just had a bit of a busy one, so it was just one of those crazy stuff. But I did look for her, and yeah. Oh, I actually know. Now I remember what happened. I told you in my mind. Everything was
ah,
recording in thinking that I'm actually talking to you. And that time I was rushing to get home. That's what happened.
let's
Yeah,
go.
I'll tell you. I'll tell you what
We'll
happened some other day.
we'll get it next time, hopefully.
Yeah, man. No, but shot for the invite, man. Thank you so much. Thank you to the audience listening. I hope everybody had a good weekend. If it's a weekend and wherever that you are. I think some people are
Yeah,
already
it's a
on Monday.
weekend.
But I
Yeah,
think
like
no, but
Australia,
some people
China,
are
and
on
all that.
Monday. Yeah, I'm still on a Sunday.
I'm
You
just
getting to a Monday
1.5 hours away.
from Monday?
Yeah, 10:30.
Yeesh. Okay, that's quite late. That's quite late. But welcome to it, everybody. Thank you so much, eh? Um, another Sunday, another epic episodes, and all courtesy of Mbonisi putting it or holding it together for this one to actually be there, you know. So I think it's been a hell of a week for everyone. I mean, I've been just checking the trends within the coffee space, and I've been getting so much, you know. I've been reading on a lot of stuff,
Yeah,
so
and I
I
mean,
think it's been a cool one, man. I don't know how your week was, but yeah,
yeah, it's been a week. What a week.
it's been
But
a week and
yeah,
a half, eh?
amen. I'm still tired until now. I'm feeling exhausted. And
I just have coffee.
I took some days off just to try and rest, but nah,
It's still not working, eh?
still not working, man. Like,
I told you.
anyways,
I told
mhm.
I told you like the last conversation we had that we need to get those kind of machines um on now so that nobody can like really do so much work, you know. You just get something to sort everything out for you as a barista and then happy days, you know. But anyways, moving along.
I'm ready to have an AI assistant to do everything for me, man.
Yeah, just
I'm happy with
get
that
AI
because nah,
get AI to sort you out. It's I think it's the best way to move.
yeah, like just send that AI machine to work. I get paid. I'll be happy.
Yeah, man. But anyways, moving on, man. The one thing I just want us to really focus on, or talk about this week,
Yeah.
is it a week or a weekend? But let's call it a week. We've got three main conversations, or not three, rather four, should I say? Heavy conversations that spark so much, a bit of controversy as well. To them, you know. Speaking of coffee luxury, or rather, should I say, is coffee a luxury? And also, who gets the spotlight within the coffee space? Because remember, we're sharing a space when be it you brewing coffee, be it you selling coffee as a retailer or whatsoever. Who gets that spotlight? And then one of the biggest one that we've been seeing, personally, I've been seeing it in South Africa a lot. This matcha wave. I don't know what's
Hey,
going
man.
on there, man.
Like I've been asked by like 4 people to talk about matcha. Like, why are you not talking about matcha? I'm like, guys, you know
It's
how I feel about matcha.
it's a wave, man. It's a wave. I don't know what's going on, but somebody needs to help us there. And last but least, one of the topics that we want to talk about this weekend is the culture of coffee between South Africa and UAE, just from a depth point of view, but not too deep as well. I mean, we wanna try keep it as neutral as possible.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, but I think I'd like for us to start with this matcha topic because it's one of the heats right now. It's the deeds, it's the everything.
Man, have you tasted matcha?
I actually did. I actually did recently. I tasted matcha for the first time many years ago with you,
Yeah,
and
Jake.
I think I didn't understand what it was then. And then I recently tasted matcha, but one thing I know is that the matcha I tasted then and the matcha I tasted now is two different qualities.
Yeah, I mean, back then it was mostly flavored matchas because they love doing the white chocolate matcha thingy.
Yeah,
But now they've turned into purists, where I think it's going like similar vibe as coffee, where it started off as
yeah,
just coffee and now the speciality. I think it's the same thing with matcha. Because
yeah.
yeah,
Just
the matcha prices are crazy.
crazy. Just for somebody
Yeah,
that
they're
doesn't
like so
know as
high.
well, just for us to maybe explain what matcha is, maybe if you can also help me out, I'll try explain as much as I can from my side. Um, from what I understand and what I've read is that matcha is a type of tea originated from, is it Japan, if I'm not mistaken? If you can correct me there when I'm wrong. And if it's a loose leaf tea, I'm not sure exactly, but I know that it's
Hmm.
a Japanese um originated type of tea, which is green.
Yeah, so it's just ground Japanese green tea, in short.
Is it?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's the best
Uh,
explanation. And it tastes
Best.
like grass. Yeah, if you eat grass, that's matcha. Yeah,
How do you know?
that's how I feel about it.
I think you need to explain how you know how grass tastes like.
Man, I
Just
had an
off the
interesting
record
childhood.
background.
I had an
Okay.
interesting childhood.
Okay.
So yes, I know how a lot of things taste like, including grass. And
Including
yeah, for
grass.
me, matcha tastes like grass.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
it's a very it's an interesting one.
Yeah, but
Um,
however, it has like some really good benefits, to the body. It contains some antioxidants. I don't know what they do exactly, but they said it contains actually antioxidants.
yeah, which really keep one's body afloat in some sort of way.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. And yeah, it's the only good thing that I heard about matcha. I'm a hater. Like, I'm not gonna lie, I'm just a hater.
I mean, it's understandable. What can you say? You
Mm.
you you prefer coffee more than a tea. It's fine. I mean, it's always what do you call um I think there's always been that clash between tea and coffee from
Yeah, I
back
mean,
then up
there's
until now. So
yeah, the
it's
coffee people
always,
and the tea
yeah,
people.
they always headbutt each other for some reason. With the personal opinion, I'm a very much of a tea person. I love my teas. I would honestly order tea more than I would order coffee, but then I can still drink my coffee at the same time. But
So you definitely
specifically,
pick matcha over coffee.
if there's only if or are you saying that there's only an option of matcha and nothing else like an oolong tea or some sort of
Not
fruity
just matcha.
matcha
Nope, just
and
matcha and
coffee
coffee.
straight? Hey man, I would order a bottle of sparkling water. I'll be fine with me.
Man, You're even thinking about it. You're definitely picking matcha.
Nah, okay, I'm caught. I'm caught red-handed. It's cool.
Yeah.
I would order matcha. I'm lately I've been trying to understand how it's working and if it's a phase thing that everybody all of a sudden likes matcha, or is it just a thing that'll like, is it here to stay? Because I mean, when I date back, as I said previously, that you in a way kind of like introduced me to this whole field, and then when I had
Yeah.
matcha then, and I'm having matcha now, it's a bit of a different taste. I personally enjoyed the matcha back then than the one now, unless if I got not the best, purest quality. I mean, it wasn't that expensive
No,
after all,
like
so
the matcha we tried back then was matcha with white chocolate in it already.
yeah.
That's why it
Also, it was
tasted,
already
yeah.
like a blend. Yeah,
Yeah, it was
it
already
was already
mixed.
sweet. Okay,
Yeah, but what they have now, it's different. It's just matcha, pure matcha.
on its own, purest matcha.
Yeah. And I found out that there's also like different grades of matcha, hey? You get the highest, like
Serious.
same as coffee, you get the highest
So
quality
it's
going down. So yeah, there's the ceremonial grade, which is split into different like plantations. Then
so it's
there's
got
the
species and
cocktail
all that as
grade.
well.
Yeah. Then
Sure.
there's the cooking. So it's different kind of matchas. I'm still a
I
hater
think
though, even though it's got
I,
some really quite interesting vibes.
I think I need to read on it more a bit for myself, just for me to understand about it, and then maybe I'm hoping that we can at some stage throw in a little bit of some facts about matcha online so that people can like basically read about it, you know, because I feel like
Yeah.
we would end up
Hmm.
talking about matcha throughout, and yeah, I don't know, but I
Yeah, I
still
know
feel like
like
people need to read. We need to have an interesting one. Maybe even have um one or two recipes that maybe
yeah.
subscribers could look into if they are subscribed to our channels or our website rather, should I say. And then you get access to those kind of recipes.
Yeah, I know a few people are gonna be happy. Actually a lot.
Okay. I think that's a tab open there, matcha. I'm hoping that it'll spark a bit of chit chats there, you know, so that people can actually really give us a bit of an insight. I mean, if anybody has more information about matcha, maybe also pop in a comment. Let us know what your thoughts about matcha right now is, and how you feel about it compared to coffee or any other things that you'd compare it to.
Yeah, and I'm ready to fight anyone who likes matcha, just so they know.
Just comment. Just whoever it is, comment. Don't worry about the fight. It'll be fine.
Yeah, man. But anyways, talking
Nah,
about the luxurious matchas and everything, has
yeah.
coffee also turned into a luxury?
It has. I mean, have you checked how much you personally spend as an individual on coffee, especially if you really are a serious coffee drinker? I mean, pull your statement. Look at the figures that you really invest in coffee and consuming coffee, you know, from the equipment itself. I strongly believe that it is becoming a bit of a luxury, but also it's still a traditional thing that, I mean, one can just walk in a store, buy that little tin of whatever brand that they really prefer, and it fixes whatever that they need fixed at that moment,
Yeah,
you
it
know.
has the caffeine. So I would say
It has, yeah.
it's evolving from being a commodity to being a craft. Oh, yeah.
It I mean, it's been both. It is a commodity, obviously, and it has been a craft because it's something that one wait, maybe I should start from understanding the word craft from my personal understanding. Craft means something that you personally like put together on your own with your own maybe hands or something. I don't know if I'm wrong there.
Someone is putting the coffee together with their hands, the barista.
The barista, yeah,
Yes,
you
so they're
know,
crafting the
or the
drink, the
or the
coffee for you.
crafting the
Mhm.
drink, or the roast master as well,
Exactly. And
Um,
also, there's so much precision that goes into creating the whole bean to cup process. So I'd say, compared to how it was, let's say, 10 years ago in South Africa, no, actually, 10 years ago is recent. Say 15 years ago in South Africa, it went from being a commodity to being a craft.
just like that
Just like that. I mean, yeah, you still get the, you know, the basic cheap
stuff. Yeah,
stuff. Yeah, I'm not gonna say the brands because
yeah.
yeah. Then
No, it
yeah.
makes sense. Definitely makes sense. Yeah, but then if we're to personally right now, from a personal level, I mean,
Hmm.
if we're to compare the markets between South African prices and um your side's prices right now, be it you buying over the counter or be it you sourcing and redistributing, what's the thin line looking like right now? I mean, I had a conversation with a guy a couple of days ago, which I was doing some work with, and he was complaining. Well, he wasn't complaining per se, but he mentioned something about him having to get stuck with something very expensive in terms of coffee, and only move like 10 kilos, and it would take him maybe like a month and a half, close to 2 months. And specifically to say, I recently saw and read that decaf itself right now is going for almost 1,000 rand per kilo on decaf, Colombian decaf, decaffeinated coffee. So I don't know how that thin line is moving from a graph point of view, between South African coffee prices and the Middle East prices as well in the UAE.
So I think we had a convo about this on the second episode
Yeah,
about how people are willing to pay for coffee here. The good quality, the expensive stuff.
yeah,
Yeah, they are willing to pay. They have the money, they have the resources, and also the baristas are given the right equipment to handle that coffee and the
utilize the
right,
equipment.
yeah, the right education,
Yeah,
etc., etc. So I'd say this side, coffee prices are higher, like by a very huge margin, actually, and people actually buy the coffee. Whereas in South Africa, also we have to take into consideration the economy situation. You know?
affordability
So
is what's the
yeah,
problem at
affordability,
city
man.
level as well. Yeah,
So
but how do we fix that? Do we also move one up, or do we sit and complain, or do we drink the worst grade and for some reason get sick and get all these problems that we're facing right now?
I mean, we go one step at a time, like slowly go up, introduce higher quality. You get people used to a certain thing, then introduce the next thing,
Yeah.
keep going up and up. Like same thing that
So
Father Coffee, Origin Coffee, Sim, what they're doing in South Africa, where they started off with the
yeah,
basics, then they slowly and yeah,
introduce
gradually increase the
introduce.
quality.
Yeah,
Yeah. So
I
yeah, that
think it's also important. You wanted to say something.
no, I'm done actually.
Yeah, I think it's also important to so much fully um not per se share information. I mean, information is always shared, but it's always important to actually educate your consumers about whatever that you're selling them that's at its highest grade, and also let them know why is it that at that price and how the process of it
Yeah.
being at that price? How did it even get there? What went through it for it from that cherry to becoming a tree to becoming, to becoming a bean, and
Mhm.
it's a vital process to walk um clients through so that they can understand and respect that cup of coffee that would cost at an average of 200 to 300 rand, and without flinching and pay for it. But obviously only if you can afford it as
Only if
well.
you can afford it.
Hopefully that's,
So
yeah, only if you can
yeah,
afford it, but also hopefully that everybody can afford it at some stage.
yeah. But other thing that actually contributes to the coffee, let's say the quality which is being served in South Africa, is the culture, the cafe culture in South Africa. So most of it is community first. So if you check, most of the coffee shops, coffee roasteries and stuff are located in neighborhoods where people usually come together.
Yeah,
Some meet there, some hang out there. I mean, Plato being one of the good examples.
yeah,
A lot, yeah.
facts, facts.
Like I worked at Plato's. All the Plato's were just like a community place. Community first.
It's
People come
community.
there, they chill, they talk, they have conversations every day. It's a thing that that repeats. So if you are to
The loop.
put
Yeah,
an extremely expensive coffee there, not everyone is going to afford it. Not everyone's going to come there. So it
yeah.
wouldn't be, yeah, aligning with the culture of the community
Okay.
first. Then compared to the UAE, this side, most of them it's luxury and aesthetic. So you walk into a coffee shop, you find Keith van der Westen machine, expensive coffee grinders. All the equipment
Big,
is
big
like
names.
high
Yeah,
tech. You look at the countertops, marble.
marble.
Everything
You
is
you should
just
be
like,
serving the things on the marble, man. Think
man,
about it.
exactly.
I
So
mean,
I think if you are to walk into a place like that and someone sell, like they say, they offer you a coffee which is like 300, 400 rand, you definitely buy it because it matches
it makes
the
sense. Yeah,
aesthetic. Yeah, it
it's
belongs there.
it's
It's
in
like a
par with,
diamond
yeah.
wood, you know.
It's in par.
Exactly.
You
So
actually, you're actually giving me an idea, but I don't want to talk about it. It's a cool idea.
okay,
It's
we'll,
it's
try
a
it the
very
next
cool
time,
idea.
man.
Yeah, no, it'll take. I think it'll spark so much, but
Hmm.
it's an ideal conversation to have at some stage. It's something that's there on the pipeline. It's just it's 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 on the edge. It's one of those where you'll only wing it or use it when you really need to use it. It's
Okay.
not just one of those cars which you can just pull out and play around with and mess around with. It's too big.
All right, man. I look forward to hearing more about that.
Now, definitely, I'll let the audience know about it. It's I'm not
Okay,
I'm not,
okay, okay.
not even letting you know about it. It's for the audience, man. You're
All
just
right.
listening to
I mean,
an
I'm also
opinion.
part of the audience. I'll be part of the
Nah,
audience on that.
okay. If you put yourself there, it's okay. That's your
Yeah.
spotlight. It'll be fine then. Speaking of spotlight, um, it's another little thought that came into my mind as I was reading a couple of things throughout the week, and come to realize one thing that people have never really spoke about. I don't know if it's something that nobody has ever spoken about in general, or if it's something that's always um like, what should I say? Are people just shying away from it on, per se, who the face of the coffee experience? Who's the main actor? I know they always say, yeah, as somebody that's in front of house, you're the one that's really serving the coffee as a barista and all that. But they should be somebody else as well that that's getting that spotlight? Is it the farmer? Is it somebody that's roasting the coffee? Is it the brand? Is it the artist itself, which is the coffee person, the person that's making the coffee, the barista? I don't know what's your take on that, but it's a very who gets that medal? Who's getting it, and who's supposed to get it, and who's not supposed to get it?
Okay, so what I'm about to say might spark a bit of controversy.
Oh, that's okay. It's
Yeah.
allowed.
So the face will be the barista. Then the one who made it happen will be the roast master. But both those people can never be bigger than the brand because eventually they'll say the barista who works at the guy who roasts coffee at so and so coffee
Yeah,
roasteries. So for me, I'd say the brand gets the spotlight.
yeah. Oh,
Yeah,
so there are a
but
couple. So there's somebody. Oh,
but for that spotlight to get to the brand, it needs the barista and the roaster.
so technically, in a way, um, just to use a little bit of a harsh word,
Yeah.
somebody becomes a mule here. In a way,
Amen. Amen. That word is quite deep, but yeah,
I had to use it. I had
you
to
could
use
say
it.
that.
I mean, it's the only word we can. I thought of. Somebody is a mule in a way that
Man, if you
um
say mule, I'm thinking of something else now.
what are you thinking about? G? We talking about coffee and
Man,
oh, maybe you're thinking of other things. I don't know what other things you're thinking
nah,
of.
like, but anyways, nah, it's fine. So I would say like someone
Nah, but I
is,
get.
yeah, someone
Yeah,
has
I mean,
to, for the spotlight to happen, it will go to the brand, but it needs the barista and the roaster, you know.
do you think is there no way we could possibly all share that slice of the cake, even if it's like a quarter slice already itself? Can we not share it equally at some stage of the spotlight? Because I mean, as an individual, y- as a barista or as a roast master, or I think as a brand as well, you are some sort of artist. Like, I think it's art itself for you to put in that work as a barista, for you to roast, for you to build or put together that brand. It's some sort of art, isn't it? So
Yeah, it
how can we
is.
not share that title, or is it a title, or is it a whatever we want to call it? What can be done, or what can we improve, or how can we approach it in the near 5-10 year future plans, as individuals, as cafe owners, as wannabe cafe owners, as whatsoever owners? It can be any other brands, doesn't have to be in the coffee space, can be anything in general.
Yeah. For me, I'd say the spotlight can be shared. I'd say like maybe a portion of the spotlight can be shared
Yeah.
between the barista and the roasters, but the majority, it will eventually go to the brand because as a brand, you've got like much more reach. You are bigger. A lot of people will identify the people who work under you, like who work for the brand by
Okay.
the brand. Yeah. So I'd say, yeah, I'm a barista. Okay. For which coffee
Way.
shop or for which roastery?
Yeah.
Where? You know? And people be like, okay, I roast coffee. You wanna visit the roastery? They're like, oh,
Oh,
cool. Which one? So
so it
it's
circulates. It circulates
yeah,
around the brand.
everything circulates around the brand, man. And even with social media now, you get people coming there putting, yes, they will post an article about a barista or videos doing latte art or brewing whatsoever, but eventually they have to mention where the person works, which brand are they
So,
under. Because, yeah, I would say
mm,
also the brand, you might be a barista on your own, have an identity of your own, and like, yeah, but if you work for someone, you are under their brand. So yeah, I'd say the brand gets the spotlight here, like
You know,
one or the other.
I, you know, the subject that we just touched based on,
Hmm.
I feel like it's a very deep one. I really,
Yeah, this one we
at
need to
some
go
stage,
deep into it.
I'd love for us to go deep on this one at some stage, somewhere along the way. Um, Hopefully the week after next week, I don't know, or one of the EPs there. And I really wish for us to actually talk about specifically this topic on its own,
Yeah,
and dive it in very, very deeply, because
yeah, you have to break it
it
down
sparks
properly.
so much. Yeah, break it down properly from A up to like at least H, and then we park it there, and then move along again from H up to around maybe,
Yeah,
I don't know, R or S or somewhere there, because
yeah,
it needs, I feel like it needs to be broken down into different, like maybe three phases
yeah. We
for,
need to.
I think there's a lot that can be unpacked there, and it would be cool for also, I mean, if we could get people to maybe share some stuff on the social platforms, with some comments and what they think about it. Maybe we should put a question on it and
Yeah,
just
like this one is
get
definitely going on
a
the
little survey. I think I
on
think this one
stories.
is a cool one. I
Yeah,
really, it's quite strong.
yeah. But the good thing though is that baristas are getting recognized now. Even though they're under the brands or whatsoever, they're still getting recognized for the artists they are.
The,
You
it's
know,
yeah. I mean,
because
well, it's a type of art anyway.
you know, with the barista competitions, throwdowns, and all that.
Yeah.
Yeah, now it's possible
Speaking
to be
of
like, oh, yeah, I know that
yeah,
barista.
speaking of which, we in South Africa we will be having something in the next couple of, or not days. If I'm saying days, it'll sound like next week. Um, Towards the end of this very month that we in, May 2025 at Four Ways. I will be there. Um, if anybody wants to come and run a little shout out, more than welcome to. We will be on a live, number one. Number two, that I will actually have an open podcast with anybody that wants to come and give a little bit of an insight on whatever their thoughts are within the coffee space. I think that'll be very cool just to get a bit of an insight from other people, randomly.
Yeah, that'll be an exciting thing to do.
Mm. I'm just not
Yeah,
sure which. I'll probably mention it when I get there on where I'll be positioned next to who. These things you're always surprised. One thing
yeah,
you
they
were told
just,
that your neighbor is this person. The next thing it's somebody else that is big, and it just becomes a bit funny. And you're like
yeah.
tiny there, and you're probably short. They put you at the back. You can't even see anything in the front.
Nah, definitely keep us updated. Let us know,
No,
and yeah,
most definitely. I will
post it on the
pop the
socials and
dates
stuff
up.
like that.
We'll throw up the dates on socials, invite a couple of people. But they will be an exclusive one that I'm gonna have with some guy from Father. Um I can't mention his name as yet because I spoke to him about it, and he said he can't do much up until after he competes on the nationals there. So we have to wait. We have to wait. But it will be a
Yeah,
very
that's
cool, interesting interview. One of the first well, is it, no, it will be the second, actually, my bad. Interviews with another barista as well, but this time somebody that's competing, or that's been competing.
yeah, man. No, that's exciting. I've
Definitely.
been looking for. I'm looking forward to a lot of things now. Like I have a long list of things that I look forward to here on the podcast, and that one
I
is
think
just
it,
entered on my
it's
list.
it's gonna be it's gonna be a very strong one. I mean, I think as we also evolve in it deeply and actually start blending in properly into the community, getting people to really wanna reach out and you know whatsoever the case may be. Once we start on the actual visuals as well, I think it'll start becoming more interesting than it is right now. It is still interesting. I mean, from my personal perspective, it is.
Yeah, yeah, for sure, for sure. Anyways,
Yeah, but it's all good. It's all good. I think let's play around from there and just see how it goes.
yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Anyways, we'll finish off the rest of the things next week, especially this one, the spotlight issue.
I'll highlight
Like, who
it.
gets a
I will
spotlight? Yeah.
personally highlight it. I'm
So,
hoping we can plug something, a questionnaire or thoughts about
yeah,
this
it
on
can be posted on
Instagram.
social media
Yeah,
quickly.
social. We will
Yeah.
definitely throw something around there and yeah, take it from there. But for anybody that's new on this episode, please do subscribe, like, share, check us out. Go check a couple of other previous ones. Go read. There's always some stuff to read about that it's quite cool. It's good to catch up.
Yeah,
It's good to
definitely.
catch up.
We
Yeah,
are on Instagram at the coffee dot space underscore. Wait, I said it right, eh?
you
Coffee
did.
dot
Yeah,
space. Yeah, yeah, yeah. And also, if you want to listen to the podcast, check them out on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and YouTube. The video
definitely,
is coming soon, but for now, it's just
man.
audio. Yeah.
Shot for that, man. But thanks a lot, guys. Thank you for listening. Thanks for hosting this one. Bonisi, it was it's phenomenal, man. It's always a blessing to actually conversate with you with this.
Yeah, man. Definitely, man.
All right.
Okay. All right.
It's a wrap. It's a wrap. It's a wrap, guys. It's a wrap.
Yep.
Take it easy, and if it's not easy, just have an espresso or something.
And don't drink matcha.
Oh no, drink a lot of matcha.
All right, guys. See you
All right,
next week. Okay, well, you'll hear from
definitely,
us next week.
definitely next week.
All right, cool, man.
Thanks, man.